Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon.
So be sure to text Ready to Buy, that's Ready to Buy, to the number on the screen. Starting pricing for low-end software, $100. And starting pricing for high-end software, $500.
We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal's buyer's protection guarantee.
Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
Uncle Ruckus. Man, the classic fucking, what do we want to call him? Coon, Sambo? What would be the correct terminology?
Self-hating black man.
Right, just self-deprecating black man that just loves the white man and everything. Like, who came up with that character, and just how did that develop?
Well, I think Aaron Magruder came up with the character first, and then he wanted to introduce it to the world through the comic strip first, just to kind of test the waters, because we already knew it was kind of a, you know what I mean? Like, we knew he was a risque character, but also at the time, if I'm not mistaken, because it was a while back, but I remember, I think we saw the sketch that Chappelle did, the Black White Supremacist sketch. And I think if I remember correctly, that inspired a little bit too, you know?
Right.
It was like, although they're different characters, but I just think like the fact that he took that kind of risk and did that kind of thing was like really, really exciting to us. But a lot of the actual point of view of Uncle Ruckus, a lot of that came from this writer Rodney Barnes, who is one of the funniest people I know. And it was crazy because it was I almost believed that half of the shit that Uncle Ruckus was saying actually might be how Rodney felt
in real life,
because he just went. He would go there too easy. You know, like he was just like pull these lines out of his pocket. I'm like, yo. But also, I got to give props to Gary Anthony Williams, who's the actor who played Uncle Ruckus. Bro, when I take so in the pilot, we did this song where Uncle Ruckus sang this song, "Don't Trust Them New Niggas," right? I don't know if you remember that in the pilot. He's at a garden party full of white people, and the Freemans just moved into the neighborhood. So Uncle Ruckus he's like a ballet at the party, and he grabs the mic and he just wants to tell all the white people. He starts singing this song, telling them like not to
don't trust these new niggas
over here. So we didn't have a song written out, and Gary, you know, we had Gary come out the booth, and we were just telling him what the idea was behind it, and he didn't even think about it. He just went back in the booth, and off the top of his head, he just started
up with a song.
I mean, it was the funniest shit ever, man. Like he's brilliant at improv. I mean, a lot of the actors that we had on the show, that to go back to the question before too, most of the actors that we had on the show were really, really good at improv, like impeccable improv. Like,
right.
So I would say they don't even get enough credit, because a lot of those lines, I mean, more than half of them was also built upon, you know what I'm saying, with their own improvisation. So, you know, we like to find people that can bring something different to, like a pimp named Slickback, right? Cat Williams would come off the dome with some of the craziest shit we could have never written. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? So the character was designed in such a way that it gave Cat the flexibility to just do him. Right. So it was kind of catered to. It's just like Granddad was probably more John Witherspoon than anything. Like, you know what I mean? So when Spoon got a line, it was like giving him an alley-oop. It was just like he was there, you know? I think we lost you.
Yeah, my bad. I hit this fucking shit by accident. Go ahead. We was talking about Spoon.
Yeah. Rest in peace. I was just saying, like with John Witherspoon, you know, after a while, the lines start being written more in the voice of John Witherspoon, you know, because you know what he does so well.
Right.
And you can't, it's like, when I wasn't on the set of Friday, but I know there's no way I'm pretty sure Cube had some, direction for him, but you gotta, with someone like Spoon, you gotta let him go and let him do Spoon.
You gotta Larry David it. You gotta give him an outline, be like, listen, the scene is about this. We need to get from here to here, go. You know what I mean? Right. And allow somebody like that can carry. You can't do that with everybody though, but certain people have that gift where they'll be like, all right, they're going to get you there, and they're going to get you there in such hilarious fashion that you never could have dreamed of. And I'm sure that it just makes your job a lot easier.
It
having
does.
People like that around.
Yeah. Yeah. We had amazing cast, man. But John Witherspoon he was special, bro. He was special. But he was Pops, the character that most people know him for as Pops. He was Pops in real life, though. Like that was just him,
Right. Yeah, I could see it. And I don't think I ever had the privilege of meeting him. But, everybody feels like they know him just from, his movies and just everything that you've ever seen him in, TV shows, all of that. It's just like he was all of our Pops in a way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just that old dude from the hood that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keep it mad real. Like, man, okay. I know I want to get to Martian Blueberry. I know that you're excited about that. It's just, you got so much classic shit under your belt, man. Can we talk about Black Dynamite real quick?
Yeah.
When I first saw Black Dynamite, man, yo, man, I was like, yo, this is the greatest shit ever. From the soundtrack to the way y'all shot it with like intentionally having like mics and shit in the shot and all this type of crazy, and just shooting it so authentic to the time period. And just the sense of humor, like the sense of humor, first of all, do you do comedy? Like, have you ever done like stand up or some shit like that? Because comedy definitely runs through your work as well. Like you got some mad funny shit under your belt.
No, well, thank you. But let me just to be clear. So because I kind of came to the party late with Black Dynamite. The movie was the brainchild of Michael Jai White. That was I wish I could take credit for it because he's insanely brilliant and very, very funny. And he had a very specific vision for this movie that separated it so far away from like Undercover Brother, for example, right? Where like Undercover Brother was funny and they went for jokes, but Mike had this vision where he wanted the movie to kind of blur the lines between reality and comedy, or like a real, not reality, but like a real blaxploitation movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you're watching it, you're like, I don't know if that's intended to be a joke, but it's funny. It's like, because that's the kind of shit they would do in those movies, right?
Uh-huh.
But what happened was before the movie came out, I got a hold of a bootleg copy from Cedric Yarbrough, who plays Chocolate Giddy Up in the movie.
Okay.
And so I was looking at the movie and I was like, damn, this will make a really dope animated series, right? Another serendipitous moment. So a couple weeks later, my manager reaches out and he's like, yo, the people from Black Dynamite want to meet with you about possibly turning this into a show. And I was like, that's the craziest shit ever, because I was just, you know what I mean? So I met with them, and because they wanted to show a screening of the movie, and I had to act like I'd never seen it before. So because I didn't want to know I had the bootleg. So I was like, I'm in there laughing, and but then afterwards, I was like, I know exactly what this is. Like, I know how to turn this into a series. And so we took it to Adult Swim, and in the room they bought it. They were like, yes, let's go. So I was executive producer and writer on the series. We did at one point in time were collaborating on a second film, but then but that it didn't work out.
Wait, wasn't there an episode of Black Dynamite where y'all on the cartoon where y'all had Yacoub?
Yeah, that was.
How the fuck did that one come about?
Bro,
let me hear this story.
But see, that's the thing, man. So I always wanted to be able to take some of these experiences and some of the things that I've learned, from the nation of gods and earths to the Nuwaubian nation, and even from Eddie Murphy and all these, not only organizations, but these giants that we stand on the shoulders of, and be able to like pay homage. You know what I mean? And it's funny because when we did the Island of Patmos and Yacoub, it was so many 5% because on social media, like all the guys was like, "Yo," it was like they couldn't believe it.
When I saw that, I was like, "Yo!" Like I was like, "Yo, they too tapped in. They're I don't know what's going on here, but these guys is like." Y'all is tapped in crazy. Like they talk about Yacoub.
He had the head the size of
big head scientist. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Veins popping. I said, this shit is crazy. It almost reminded me. And see, now that I know that you was down with the Nuwaubian nation and all of that, like that depiction of Yacoub kind of looked similar to one I feel like I may have seen in Dr. York's books.
It was. You're right. You're right. That's exactly where I got it from. That's crazy. You're the first person that actually mentioned that.
You see, a lot of people don't know that I got like Brand Nubian, even though, I had been in the 5% nation for the longest time. Like you start to read all kind of shit, especially after you knowledge 120 and shit. So I used to read those Dr. York books, and he was the first one that I saw using the word Nubian. And I was like, that's a nice word. I said, I know that my people are very apprehensive about the word African. They don't want to identify with that. But if we hit them with the Nubian, you know what I mean? That's more like self-esteem. It feels like more some king shit. You know what I mean? So now when we searching for the name of the group, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Threw the Nubian into the fray, and motherfuckers was liking the, you know what I mean? Nubian. But then it was like, okay, Nubian what? Like Nubian force, Nubian, you know what I mean? Like it was like, and then it's just like, I'm like brand Nubian. You know what I mean? Like Brand Nubian. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then niggas is like Brand Nubian. That sound kind of dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy. I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but and you know what I mean? Because I used to have some of the Nuwaubian posters and representations on my wall. I'd be taping shit like that to my wall, and all kind of Islamic type of shit back then,
Just to bring it full circle, what's funny is because at the time, around that time, we were known by the Nubian Islamic Hebrew Mission, right? Or the Ansar community. We went through different changes.
Yeah, Ansar. I knew y'all as the Ansars at that time.
Yeah, well, right. Nobody actually. Right. Not a lot of people even knew it as the Nubian Islamic Hebrew Mission. It was like the Ansar Allah community, Nubian Islamic Hebrew Mission. But I was literally like, because I was in Philly at the time. I was at a community. I was in the community, the Nuwaubian community in Philly. And I was literally like at the train stations with a table, and I had
oils and incense and all of that shit. But
I can't front. I was moving a lot of Brand Nubian tapes at the time.
Yo, you had the bootlegs.
I had the boot, and you know what's crazy? Because I would be playing in the train station. I would be playing. It's funny because I'll be playing punks. Jump up, right? But at the same time, y'all talking about flipping over tables and shit. Y'all was like,
and we was really doing that back then.
I believe it.
We was going up and down 125th back then, wilding on them Africans, yo. You see that tape right there? That's me. You stealing money out my pocket. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we used to be out there wilding.
But you know what, man? But yeah, I mean, I think that was deserving though, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't be doing that. That was wrong. But at the time, you know, I ain't know no better, man. I was like 19, 18 years old, you know. But yeah, man.
Shout out to my man Exact Mind. He was in the he used to stay in the like in Bushwick when he had the community in Bushwick and all of that.
Bushwick and Hart Street.
Yeah, and so you know, my man Exact Mind, he worked with us now. He's like a road manager for us and shit like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got tired. As a matter of fact, Pooh used to go to the studio up in Connecticut back in the days, like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
with Daddy O and niggas like that.
Yeah, that's right. They were. That's right.
Yeah. So we definitely had that connection. That's crazy. That's crazy. See, I didn't know that.
Were you cool with the Grave Diggers too?
Yeah, well, Shabazz the Disciple, that was my man. Like, he was kind of in the Grave Diggers, but not, I don't know if he was a actual full member, but he was on the Bear Witness as an like, that was his verse right there. He set it off. Like, and me and him ended up doing mad music together later on and shit. Shout out to my man Baz.
Because they was in the organization too, and Jazzo, and you know.
Oh, and also KMD.
Yeah, MF Doom. That's right. Yep.
KMD, because we were in their first video, Peach Fuzz.
I remember. Yeah.
And they had the garb on and all of that. And actually, we took them on their first tour, right? Because we were all on the same label. It was Brand Nubian, Leaders of the New School, KMD. We were all on Elektra Records. So they sent us out on a promo tour and all of that. And you know, Brand Nubian was the headliners, and like KMD was like opening up. So like when they started the tour, these guys is getting on stage with the white robes, you know, and the kufis and all of that, and just looking like real like inside bulls, right? But I think, you know, the crowd was kind of, you know, but then they seen us getting up there, you know, all fresh, and you know what I mean? And we smoking weed and we getting broads, and you know what I mean? So by the end of that tour, man, they took them robes off. They start drinking wine and shit like that. Like they didn't start smoking weed and all of that. They didn't jump out the window, but I guess they did their little righteous, you know, in their minds, that was a righteous form of getting high. So they started drinking wine and shit, and their shows got better. The show got better. I'm not gonna lie. Once they took those white robes off, you know, it's like, that wasn't.
I get it.
That wasn't for the stage. Like, you know what I mean? That wasn't for the stage. But okay.
And Doom could draw too. A lot of people don't know. Like,
Doom like drew most of the things on his album covers and stuff like that. Like all those representations, the Sambo, he drew all of that type of shit.
Before he passed, I wanted to do a cartoon with him. It was called Doom and Quaz. It was with Quasimodo and MF Doom. But like, at the time he was like in Barbados or he was somewhere. I think he might have been in England or something. But he was having some issues with his visa or his passport or something. I just remember he couldn't get to the States. And then time passed, and then you know, unfortunately.
Well, rest in peace, Sub Rock. Rest in peace, MF Doom.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the brother Onyx, who's still here with us.